Brian Wright, Daily B 142. What am I talking about today? I'm talking about the right thing. Hey, so this is Brian from BrianWright732.com and fitin.com, PHITIN.com. Plus, I got to throw out there again, PTBimi.com, PITTIBIMI.com. So, the right thing. One thing when you're dealing with me is that I have a very strong belief system. And I don't like to fight with people, but if you're asking me to do the wrong thing, I'm not just going to do it. I'm not a lackey for anybody. I'm an independent person. I have my own belief system. I don't care if you're paying me to do a job, whatever it is. I will not go against what I know to be right. So it doesn't mean I'm hard-headed and not open to ideas, but I have a certain structure to my thought process that understands what the right thing is. So if you're going to put me in charge of people and then you're going to try and influence me to do things to these people that I don't agree with, I won't do it. If you are, putting me in a position where I'm dealing with customers and then you're asking me to deal with these customers in a way that I don't agree, again, I'm not going to do it. Because for me, it's about creating that mutually beneficial trade in every aspect of your business. So I'm not going to do things that are exclusively for me or the company. I have to create a situation where there's a give and take. And I prefer to be in a position where I give more than I take so that I always have the leverage. Because if I take too much from the customers without giving enough back, they're not going to continue to be customers. And if I just take from employees without giving enough to them, they're not going to be my employees for very long, and I'll never get my best effort or their best effort for the situation. So the right thing is always the right thing to do. There's no question about it. There's no talking about it. If you're going to do something that's not going to create a mutually beneficial trade, you should really consider not doing it because it's going to end up being a selfless or selfish act. I don't think you should give overly, and I don't think you should ever take overly. It has to be a balance so that both parties have the opportunity to walk away satisfied. And satisfaction at the end of the day is what creates the opportunity for future trades, which allows business to occur. It's very difficult for me to understand how certain business owners can run their business with what they consider an iron fist. You read Steve Jobs' autobiography, so you think it's okay to be a dick. Or you watch The Devil Wears Prada, and you're inspired to be an asshole. You have to understand that it's all about relationships. It's about communication. It's about creating value for people, not just yourself. The short-term gain is always a selfish sitch. If you're just looking to benefit for you and no one else, I don't see you having longevity. And if you do have longevity, what you end up with at the end, is it really worth having? Because most likely you're going to be alone sitting on a mass of whatever that you have nobody to share it with. That's not, the point of how we live this life. Well, at least for me. You can go and do whatever you want. But if you want to create a long-term scenario where you have the business to run it for, you can do something for the rest of your days, and creating a collection of people around you that care about what you do, want to be involved in what you do, and all that, that's that mutually beneficial trade. So I was watching something once with Simon Sinek, and he was talking about why do people in the military consider themselves to be brothers and sisters. And it's because of the commitment that they make to each other. It's literally a life and death commitment. If someone in the food chain does not provide the right thing for the front line, those people can die. And if the people on the front line don't do what they're supposed to do, the people behind them could die. So they become bonded by the level of commitment. And that's why they consider themselves brothers and sisters when they speak. I don't think we necessarily have to be brothers and sisters in business, but I would rather have a situation where people are making equal commitments, which brings respect, so that we have a familiar relationship instead of having a relationship based on a paycheck or I don't know what, but it comes down to the carrot or the stick kind of thing. I'm not a fan of that. I would rather go with just mutually beneficial situations, which becomes, pretty much honey on both sides. So that's really the message today is just think about how you're interacting with your customer, how are you interacting with your employees, and are you creating a situation that's equally beneficial, if not more beneficial for them than yourself, so that you're creating leverage? And are you making decisions based upon what you know to be right and wrong, or are you just doing what you were told? Doing what you were told, that's a choice that you're making still. Someone is asking you, even if they're telling you, they're still asking for permission for you to do something for them. And once you give them permission, you are now complicit as well. That's just the thing. So if you're doing stuff you don't agree with and that you know is not right, that was your choice. So you're now part of the problem too. If you're in a sitch that you feel needs to change, the only way it's going to change is by doing the right thing. And if no one around you doing the right thing, it doesn't give you an excuse. Oh, I need my paycheck. Okay, fine, but can you justify what you're doing for it? I need health insurance. Again, can you justify what you're doing for it? If you're doing something that you feel is harmful to other people, physically, financially, psychologically, whatever, that's inappropriate behavior. That's a lack of humanity. So just really take a look at the decisions you're making, why you're making them, how you're making them, what's your relationships with your customer, what's your relationship with your employee. If you are an employee, what's your relationship with your boss, what's the up and down of all this. So just go deep, check it out. Hey, it's Brian again. Thanks a lot for watching this. Please like, share, comment, give me your opinion. I'm curious to what you have to say. All right, have a good day. Again, go deep on those relationships.